Everybody, Teresa Lysum here. How are you today? Hey, I wanted to teach something to you that I just learned, and I'm excited when I learn something and I want to share it with others. So I wanted to jump on somewhat unrehearsed and just see how it goes. So I want to teach you the first quadrant of the 4 quadrants of holistic health. Okay, so we're only going to do one per video. So the first one is going to be around food and water intake. But I want to talk a little bit first that I'm going to ask you to assess yourself in each quadrant. So we'll call this quadrant number 1 today. When I'm done, I'm going to ask you to rate yourself between 1 and 10, where you fall on that spectrum in that particular quadrant. And you don't have to show that to anybody unless you want to, but it's hopefully going to give you a starting point to move up from, to move forward from in a more positive way. So let's first talk about inflammation. So do you know what I just gave you the answer. So do you know what 99% of the cause of all disease is? Inflammation. That did come out right. So inflammation is the cause of almost all disease. We all have some level of inflammation in our bodies right now. The opposite of inflammation is circulation. So as long as we have blood and fluids and energy and everything moving, flowing in a most beautiful way, in a circulation, beautiful flow, then we are healthy. So I'm going to demonstrate what it's like when a baby is first born. And you're not seeing my entire body, so I'll just have to tell you this. So this is a baby. Their circulation is, perfect. It's high. It's 100%. They are a clean, beautiful body with everything working perfectly in it. The inflammation is the arm hanging down by my side. As we reach, we start to grow up, and you can see that our circulation starts to decrease and our inflammation starts to increase. And this is based on, many, many factors. There's just not one factor, not one cause of inflammation. It's coming at us from all directions and for different reasons. So there's a layering effect. But you can see this hand is now where we're at as adults. And as you age, it really is up there. So inflammation is really, really high. Circulation is really decreased. So that's a nice little visual. Babies. And then as we age, we flip-flop that ratio to our inflammation is way, way higher than circulation. Isn't that interesting? So we're going to teach you how to reverse that and increase our circulation and decrease our inflammation. So in order to, be healthier and live happier and live healthier, because they all go together, then we're going to minimize our inflammation. One of the best ways, or several of the best ways to do that, is to cut out gluten or minimize gluten, sugar, dairy products, toxins. And we'll talk more about that. Being hydrated, keeping enough water in our system is really an easy way to help tip that ratio. So I have my glass of water here. I'm going to actually add some lemon essential oil. Couple of drops every time I drink some water is a good way to go. But first thing in the morning, the first thing you should be doing, or I would suggest, is grabbing your water, putting in some lemon and drinking it down. 2 cups if you can do it. So 8 ounces for half your body weight. So, 8 glasses minimum per day. And if you have a water bottle and you can just refill that water bottle every day and have so many, you want to get 8 of those bottles down, or if there's 16 ounces, you want to get 4 of those bottles down every day. That would be a really easy way of checking that measurement. So we're going to go take a look at a quadrant. Oops, and let me see if I could get the whiteboard going on this. Let me see what will happen here. Hang on a second. I said I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so let's see. Oh, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. So we're going to talk about, I don't know if this will work or not. Let me go back to, come on, living things. And we're going to go over here. We're going to say non-living. Okay, so everything we eat or everything that's around us in our world goes in one of these categories, living things or non-living things. So let's go ahead and do the first one, our plants, obviously. The second one is, come on, it's not going to line up perfectly, pets/animals. Number 3 is people, of course. So these are all the living things in our world. And then the non-living things would be, move this over here, anything that's synthetic. Learning to type would be a very useful skill. I can type, I just can't type well. Synthetic, inflammation. And the opposite of that is circulation, remember. So inflammation is, we're going to put that under the non-living thing, the category, and circulation we're going to put is the opposite of that. And that'll make sense here in a second. So these are our 2 categories. So we want to, be choosing from this area more often than over here in the synthetic. Correct? We want healthy, organic plant food that we're taking in. We want as clean as possible, as close to nature as possible. Animals, our pets, we're eating things that are, clean, again, organic, pasture fed, free range, cage free, is, as clean and as real as possible. And then, of course, we want our people to be real and like-minded and positive and, energizing for us, not de-energizing for us. So what we don't want over here is we don't want synthetics. We don't want fake things. So anything that's fake, anything that's processed, anything that was developed in a lab, we want to try to minimize that, minimize those items and, not have them in our life. We want more from this category than this category. Now, the reason inflammation is over here is because a lot of our inflammation comes from those synthetic fake things. Whereas if we choose more from the living things category, then our inflammation will decrease and our circulation will increase. And that's a nice, it's not, it's not a perfect explanation. It's very simplistic, but just wanted to present that to you and see what you thought about that. So right now, I want you to think about what category you fall in, like rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you fall? You're choosing a lot from that living category, the real category, or are you falling into the synthetic fake category more often than not? And be truthful, be honest with yourself. This is all for you. This is a starting point. This is your assessment that you can move from in a more positive direction. Okay, so that's quadrant number 1. We're going to talk about activity levels. That's quadrant number 2. Quadrant number 3 is sleep and stress management. And quadrant number 4 is all around toxins. Okay, my friends, thank you so much. We will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.